area Lexus client, and so they were able to hop on the call and take a look at everything we're going to talk about today. So I'm the Western Area Dealer Operations Consultant, and today we're going to take a deep dive into social media strategy and what you can be doing right now to keep customers informed and updated on all of the changes happening with the dealership. While this presentation is mostly COVID-19 focused, I think the methods and best practices presented should aid in reaching guests at all times. It doesn't have to just be COVID-19 focused. And also almost all of what you see today is completely free to do. And that's why we're going to try to take advantage of social media right now. First, we're going to talk about the voice of the customer. So this is from Lexus. They conducted a lot of surveys and research into what customers are looking for right now, what they're going through, and good news, bad news, opportunities, things like that. So as far as the good news goes in the voice of the customers and what people were saying on the surveys that they returned, is that we're just deferred right now. 50% of affluent purchase intenders will be back by October. So we're just going to have to shift a little bit of the time and money that's going to be put into servicing vehicles right now, but we should see that coming back around. And also guest experience is a winning strategy. So what we're going to focus on today is what the guest wants out of the dealership in terms of social media interaction and what they're looking for in terms of how we're reaching out to them, the information we're giving them. And we all know that Lexus customers are very well positioned to weather the recession, but they do fear for general economic health. So that's kind of the good news. And that does create some opportunities for us to build trust and drive loyalty within the Lexus service base. We also need to give consistent guidance to dealers and guests to help ease anxiety. The biggest topics that we saw were sanitizing guest vehicles without interior damage, providing environments for safe personnel and guests, and options for remote service. So in terms of the voice of the customer, and I just want to review this a little bit because I think it's important to how we're going to dive into social media and what's important to be conveying to the guests. So I don't want to spend too much time here, but I do want you guys to see kind of what was given back. The biggest positive that we had was face shield production, which kind of shouldn't be a surprise to us. Reaching out to the community and having that interaction there and talking about how we're making face shields and what we're doing to help the frontline workers always resonates with people. And the highest negative piece of feedback was marketing sensitivity, which really came from feeling too pushy in sales after mass layoffs and unemployment happened. So it's nice to take a look at this graph here. And again, everybody can get the deck when we're done here. So I'll make sure to pass that out and you can take a little bit closer look. But how we translated some of the voice of the customer over into actual texts that people sent or real feedback that they gave us is really looking at how to disinfect interior of vehicles without harming the vehicle interior. And so these are 4 different pieces of feedback from different individuals on what we were looking at with that and why they wanted to have that done. One of them is a nurse that works in a hospital, and she's concerned with how do I disinfect my interior, preserve the quality, what products do I use? And so again, we can take this information that the customers have given us and use it in social media and feedback to the guests and in email campaigns and in SEM campaigns. Right now, mobile and Facebook traffic is way high. Obviously, we know everybody's at home and on their mobile devices more than ever. This first statistic is from Google actually doing a little case study in China. So this was 6.1 hours spent in January, up to 7.3 hours spent in February and March when quarantine was imposed. I don't know about you, but I think Americans are probably higher than that. We probably spend a little bit more time on TV and social media. And then 2 out of 3 people on Facebook visit a business page or event listing weekly. So keeping your business page up to date is really important in this time as well, just because we have so many people trying to reach out in that way. What does this mean? Obviously, more people than ever are on mobile right now. We need to be there too. And reaching guests during this time is important. We're open, available for service. We're committed to safety. Staying top of mind for necessary services is huge right now. So as we get into social media, we'll kind of review some things here. We'll review Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and I'm going to go through this pretty quickly, but please feel free to use the chat feature if you have any questions in this. We can definitely stop and answer some questions along the way if you need anything. So the first thing I want to look at are some Facebook examples of what we've seen, how different dealers have dealt with messaging to their customers on Facebook. These are all organic Facebook posts. These are not paid. These are the posts that the dealerships have made on their page. And so everybody can do this. I encourage everybody to do this. And there's 3 different examples here. So the first one really highlights essential services, no contact door-to-door vehicle service. It's a great job from Larry H. Miller, Lexus of Linden. We got Lexus of Fremont here that talks about their service and part department is open. You can call us. They have a great call to action here. So you can call, email, schedule, which is fantastic to see on their front page. And then Lexus of Bellevue has included an offer in there. So they have 15% off parts and service for first responders. So 3 different kind of methodologies of getting the information out there, but all still very effective. You should consider pinning your COVID-19 post to your Facebook page, just as Larry H. Miller has done here. And I'm actually going to go over to Facebook Live, and we're going to take a look at what their page looks like, because I really thought they did a fantastic job of taking that banner image and putting it right on the page. It's the first thing you see. So when the 4,200 people who like this page, we said, 2 out of 3 of them are going to come visit a business profile page. When they come here, this is the first thing they're seeing. Essential services, free no contact door-to-door vehicle service. So this is fantastic banner image. And you can see the pin post is this first one up here that we already took a look at. And that's been here pinned to the top of the page since March 23rd. Still very relevant, still very pertinent to what they're doing. It conveys all of the information that people want. If you have questions on how to pin a post, the resources pages will be included in this deck, and you can just click here to go take a look at how to pin a post to a timeline. It's very easy. You can pin and unpin very simply, and then change it up if you need to as soon as you guys open your doors or anything like that. So here's some other examples of some pin posts that have been going on in the Western area. Other ideas for posts to share on Facebook. Again, this is all free, so we want to make sure we're updating our Facebook pages. And here's some post ideas. So updated hours of operation, precautions you're taking for your guests and staff, a link to schedule the service. You can do direct scheduling links in Facebook. It's really cool. They can just click a time and be taken right to the service page to schedule the appointment. Virtual appointments, community events and happenings, and other incentives. The list goes on and on, so pretty cool. Along with the complimentary Facebook posts, obviously through organic Facebook posting, we also do have paid social available. So as part of the LSDAP program, we all know that we can enroll in Facebook social ads. And there's a couple different ways that we can target people. The first is a customer list, and this is through Facebook custom audiences. If you're unaware of how this works, you can take your customers, whether it's a CRM list, an email list, or some other custom list that you've created. And then we have the Facebook audience, which is everybody on Facebook. And what we do is match those customers in your list to everybody on Facebook through customer data identifiers. So those are matched on phone number, email, and address. And what that allows us to do is target those exact people at that exact moment. So this is particularly great for 5K, 10K service due. We know those exact customers who are due for certified services, general maintenance, things like that on their vehicles, and we can reach those people in moments. The other fantastic custom audience list that we can get are remarketing. And this is customers who have visited your website. We do have to place a Facebook pixel on the website in order to track those people. That's how you get those cookies put in your phone, and so we can track, not necessarily phone, your computer too. We can track your movement online, and we know those people visited the dealership page. We can then remarket them on Facebook, so we know that those people were on the service page, or if they were on the brakes page or the sales page, and then we can retarget them again on Facebook. And remarketing ads get 3 times the engagement than regular Facebook ads. Questions on Facebook yet, or has anything come through, Amy?
Let me take a quick peek. Not really any questions yet. No, thank you.
Perfect. Move on to Instagram. Obviously, we have portal assets. So for Lexus, it's available in the Lexus portal. For other OEMs, I'm sure they have their own portal of assets that dealerships can use. And this is really important because it's high quality imagery, which is very important on Instagram. Instagram really works well when you have the images that people want to see, colorful, beautiful, high quality photos. So when we look at Instagram best practices, we want to look at 5 different areas. The first is consistency. If you don't have to post every day, right? And you don't have to post at the same time every day, and you don't have to follow the times that you should be posting and things like that. But consistency is important. So if you want to post every day, post every day. If you want to post every third day, post every third day. But make sure it's consistent. It's difficult when you post one time a month, or once at this time, one time next week, and then you don't post for 3 months. So we're not going to get the follow through or interaction with the ads that we want if we're not consistent. High quality images, we already kind of talked about that. All those are available for free for all the dealers to use. Hashtags, you get 30 hashtags, use them, or try to utilize at least 10 hashtags per post. This is kind of the way that you get non-followers to see your posts and find them, like and comment and get that interaction. Caption is important. So you get 125 characters shown before it kind of gets cut off and they have to click see more. So you do get 2,200 characters total, but that first 125 is really when you need to get your information out quickly. And then a call to action. What do you want your followers to do? Should they call you? Should they comment below? So we're going to take a look at some examples that have done this really well. Here's a post from Newport Lexus. And I know a lot of the feedback that I've heard from dealerships is that service ads and service organic posts don't do well on Instagram. And the reason I think they don't do well is because we're not following these 5 best practices. And so when we follow those best practices and when we build a following on Instagram, we get all of this free advertising, basically, right, out to everybody who's following us. So here's a great example from Newport Lexus. They have a high quality image in the service bay. They have a great caption. Newport Lexus is committed to being here for you. Right now we're offering at-home pickup and delivery, pickup and drop off in all service appointments. Hit the link in our bio to schedule an appointment today. They have a call to action, hitting the link in their bio. They have tons of hashtags. They've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 24 hashtags or something. So that's fantastic. And then consistency. They're posting all the time. They post every day. And you can see right down there, they've got 1,423 likes. So that's pretty incredible that free advertising, 1,400 people like this service-oriented photo. So it can work if you are willing to consistently post and use the methods that we're talking about. More hashtags. I just wanted to put up a bunch of different hashtags here. This one, I love this post because it says drop an emoji that best describes this one. And there's a ton of comments on this post too with lots of different emojis. But you can see all the hashtags that they're using, and I listed some more over there on the left. Pretty easy to look up hashtags and find them. So use them if you can. So I learn best by real world examples. So we're going to take a look at some real world Instagram examples that are out there right now. For this one, this is, I can't tell if it's a Lexus. I can't quite tell what's going on here. Yes, our safety is our #1 goal, but if you take a look at following the best practices here, we're not doing that at all. We don't have any hashtags. It's not consistently posted. There's no call to action other than saying we're here for you, but there's nothing that you want your customers to do here in terms of like and follow or comment below or give us a call, anything like that. And so obviously only one person liked it, and there's obvious reasons why only one person liked it, because nobody else was able to even get in contact with this post. Here's another example. So this one has a little bit more information. At least it talks about when the departments are open, contact us, and it did have a phone number there. But my, big issue with this one is that there's no vehicle in the photo. This isn't an engaging image at all. Nobody really knows what's going on here. And again, it's only going to be reaching out to the people who are currently following you because we have no hashtags or ability to find this post anywhere else. So we've only gotten 3 likes, no comments. Now we're going to take a look at this one. So here's another kind of service or parts-oriented ad because it talks about alloy wheels, black vapor chrome finish, shop Lexus of Concord, call us today. Here's all the hashtags, 400 likes. So this is kind of a parts Instagram post, and here we're getting a lot of interaction with the ad, a lot of people liking it, and it's a picture of a tire. But it's a great picture, it's high quality, and it's beautiful, and it tells you what to do in the post. So it's really cool. And then here's another example of a service ad. We're actually going to go take a look at this in real life. I have this up right here. I know you guys aren't going to be able to hear it, but there is a background discussion on this about Lexus brakes, and you can see the captions at the bottom there as it's playing. And the great part about this ad, I mean, this is an informational brake organic post, and it had almost 1,200 views. So it's actually, it's incredible that we can get this free information out there for our customers. And then they have a great ad copy here too, talking about everything that needs to go on. If your brake light on, all this information here for your customers. And then, so yeah, a lot of interaction with this ad. So it's pretty cool. And then here's another one of just like interior shot. So again, like as far as the service goes, I think we just need to get a little bit more inventive with how we're posting service side to Instagram and what people are interested in seeing, because Lexus enthusiasts and people who are out looking at these vehicles do want to see the interior. They do want to know what's going on with the vehicle. They're interested in the service side. They find it fascinating, especially a lot of car gurus. So why don't we deliver that to them?
Hey, Melissa, quick question.
Yep.
It is coming from Jean on our VW team. Did the Lexus dealer add the video content to their website? The how-to video section on their website.
Yep, we'll definitely talk about that. So absolutely, you can add these videos to your website, and I highly recommend that you do. So this one, especially on brakes, hopefully you have a brake section of your website with some content on there, all about informational about brakes and everything that you can update there, and you can embed this video there as well. So you can use videos across so many different places, and we'll kind of touch on that in just a minute when we create YouTube videos, but you can use it as a banner image on your website. You can embed it on a particular page. You can put it in your Facebook post. You can put it in your Facebook banner. You can put it on your Instagram. So there's a lot of places that you could use these videos. Good question. Next, Instagram stories. So Instagram stories are huge right now, and going live on Instagram is huge. When you put content in your stories, it shows up at the top of the Instagram page that you're on. So when you're on your homepage and you're scrolling through all of your different posts from the thousands of people that you follow or whatever's up there for you, at the very top, if you have a story that you've created or you're live, you are listed at the top of the page, and people can click that information if they're following you. So going live means you get shown first. Your little bubble at the top of the page is the first thing to be seen. And then if you have a story created, you're next in line. And people will go through and sit there and scroll through Instagram stories forever. I mean, if you have content there, people are going to scroll through it. So especially now that everybody's home and craving video content, that's huge right now. So here's some examples of dealerships that had some information up on their stories. And Arrowhead Lexus, that one all the way on the right, actually created a COVID-19 section in their Instagram feed. So you can create these other buttons down below with all of the different items that you've ever posted to your stories, and you can keep them all organized in one place for people to view them. So what they did was actually created a COVID-19 button. You can go in there, click it, and you can see this story forever. Normal stories live for 24 hours, but if you create that, they can go in and take a look at everything that you're doing in response to COVID-19. So I thought that was really well done. That was very cool. So moving on to YouTube, I was hoping I could figure out a way to get these videos to play and you guys could hear them. I have not figured that out yet in Teams. I apologize. So I did include the links down below, so you can absolutely go and take a look when we're done. But here's one from North Park Lexus of San Antonio. This is the touch-free experience. They made an amazing video, super high quality, obviously professionally done, where they talk about the no-touch journey. So we follow somebody dropping off their vehicle, the steps they're taking to sanitize at the dealership, and then ensuring customer safety. So again, go watch this, take a listen to it. There's so much information here. And they posted this on YouTube, and then as somebody already asked, they posted this in the banner on their website. So when you go to the website, it automatically plays on the top of the banner, and you can see this entire video that they put together. People are much more likely to watch a video than read a statement. And so it's nice that we have all the dealer statements out about COVID-19. It's nice that we have all the letters to the customers, and we're trying to get that information out there. But video is king right now. People want video content. YouTube is the second most utilized social media platform outside Facebook, with 2 billion users monthly. So if you see some of the stats on YouTube about how many billions of videos are watched every day, it's astounding. So I highly recommend trying to get something up on YouTube, posting it to your website, posting it to all of your social media feeds as well. All right, the next one. So here's another example of Lexus of Naperville. Also made a great example of safety procedures that they've put in place. So you can go take a look at this one as well. And this one, it's very well put together. It's more, I'm not sure if they had a professional team come in and film it, but you can see here that they just used images and some simple video that they shot and put it together and still made a really effective video talking about the social distancing practices they're using, how they've roped off some of the waiting room area so people aren't sitting right next to each other, the sanitation that they're doing every single day inside their building, sign-in processes, things like that. So another fantastic informational video that was pretty easily put together. And I'm sure everybody knows somebody at a dealership somewhere that has capability to edit videos or film, and iPhones are incredible with video right now. Such high quality images can come out of that. So as we've kind of already talked about where YouTube videos can be used. So we've talked about embedded in a welcome banner on the website, Facebook banner on the dealer's Facebook page, as a Facebook post, as an Instagram post, IGTV post. So all these are free, and your LinkedIn business page, that's free as well. And then as part of the LSDAP, you can do 15-second Facebook ads. You can edit your videos down to that so they'll automatically play in people's feeds. We can do a GIF display ad. We can create a GIF from the video. We can cut it to pre-roll YouTube videos. So the possibilities are really endless. These are just a few that I came up with thinking about something that would take very minimal time but have a lot of impact. And as a best practice, I would definitely recommend a united message across all platforms. You can do this by taking the video from YouTube. You could capture a still, make a Facebook and Instagram post, use the verbiage that you use in the video as the post. So it's pretty cool. Any questions on that right now? All right, I'm going to keep going. Facebook Live. So this is a cool feature. I don't know how many people have gone live. I think maybe I have once in my life. So it's a little intimidating at first knowing that you're live, but it's a really fun, powerful way to connect. And again, Facebook Live, just like Instagram Live, it notifies your followers when you go live. And then it also puts you first at the top of the page whenever anybody's on Facebook or Instagram. You're that first feed that shows up, and it lets them know you're live. You can interact with viewers in real time. You can answer questions. So for dealerships, this is really fun. You can take them through the service day. You can talk about your cleaning procedures. You can introduce staff. So there's a lot of different ways things that you can talk about and ways you can incorporate this. So here's just some that we kind of came up with pretty quickly. So if you kind of think about different ways that you can use it, and going back to the very beginning of what we talked about, what products used to disinfect interiors, that's been a big concern, employee spotlight, connecting with customers who are sending live messages. Again, resources tab for every live, and tips for using it as well. Facebook Messenger is the next thing I want to talk about. So this is a fantastic resource. Most pages that I visited and kind of audited were using this, which is wonderful to see, because 58% of people feel more confident messaging a business than filling out a form. 55% of people feel more confident about messaging than emailing a business. So what this is an automatic pop-up on that right side of your Facebook page where you can just start talking to the dealership live. So it's pretty cool. There was a question in one of my presentations about bots, and yes, there's lots of Facebook bots out there. So you can get a company that you can hire to come in and automatically answer these if you want. If you don't have a live person there at all times, that's perfectly fine. Most people are just inquiring about, scheduling a service or times available, what time are they open, things like that. We've kind of already talked about some of the benefits here, but building customer relationships, communicate anytime, anywhere, and then staying organized. And then how to incorporate Messenger. So there's a pop-up with the ability to have Facebook Messenger automatically appear on your dealership's Facebook page. Like I was saying, I saw most of them have already been incorporating this. If you come across one that hasn't, we can definitely get that done. And then you can also put a call to action in your page too. So we're here to chat. We have online services available. So how to master this, be timely. So make sure you're replying right away. Whenever a customer sends a message, we want to answer it immediately. We want to get personal. We can ask them personal questions. It feels more like a conversation rather than a sales pitch. I think that's what most people are looking for when they go on Messenger. And then you can stay organized. You can organize every single person that you've ever talked to, any of the issues they're having, and so you know the exact customer that that's relating to. Again, resources page. So here's all the information if you have any questions on that. And then finally, from a digital aspect, we just want to talk about some other steps to take. These are just general best practices that we've talked about with all of our dealerships. We've tried to kind of hammer this home for them. The big one is Google My Business listings. We want to make sure we've got a separate service department pulled out of their main page. So here's an example of South Bay Lexus, where they have a separate service department listing here with their business hours. Most places are going to have separate service and sales times that they're open and available. And so we want to update that, especially right now with the dealerships that are closed for the sales side. It's very important to have the service hours updated. And then also SEM ad copy. So if dealerships are part of the digital advertising program, we want to make sure we're working with providers to adjust ad copy in AdWords and Google AdWords to promote awareness of service hours, delivery and drop-off options, sanitation, dealership awareness, and adjust the service ads with relevant copy. We are not allowed to say COVID-19, coronavirus, anything like that in any Google ads. So what we've had to do is just kind of adjust to the amenities and services that are available right now for dealerships to use. And then here's some great examples of what some dealerships have done. Pickup and drop-off available, like highlighting that amenity is huge right now. Service your car from home, complimentary valet service, things like that. So we can do a Q&A now if anybody has any questions. These are some questions that came up from some of the webinars that I wanted to answer here. We kind of already talked about a chatbot feature on Facebook. Somebody asked about video editing software. So for Mac, you can use iMovie, Windows, you can use OpenShot. There's lots of different layers for editing in that. And then on your phone, there's tons of apps available for editing really simple videos. And again, if you're editing something that's like 15 or 30 seconds, it's pretty easy to do that. And most of these are simple to learn. How do we add in service on Google My Business? We do have a separate how-to GMB deck if anybody needs to know that too. And with that, I'll leave it open for some Q&A.
There was one question in chat. It's asked, what is your point of view on the key measurements of success for these platforms? Do the measurements of success differ by platform?
That's a good question. I would say, how do you measure, like, how are you measuring success? At individual dealerships, the measurement of success is going to be different. And again, you know, social media and all these they're free platforms. They're free for everybody to use. For me, success, I would measure it on Instagram by interactions with my ad. I don't necessarily think the number of followers is always indicative of how successful you're doing. I would think interaction is a higher number that we'd want to be looking at. How many people are liking and commenting and sharing your posts, that's more important. And then how much like feedback you're getting from that. So how many people are calling the dealership to make a service, just being out there and being aware of the products that you have. As far as Facebook goes, I think kind of the same thing. Who's commenting on your posts? Are you commenting back? If somebody comments on your post, you should be commenting back saying like, thank you for the question, thanks for this, and reaching out that way. So it's really about establishing a presence online and being available where your guests are. And so it's just kind of a best practice. So it's a difficult question to say how we monitor success across social media platforms. You know, ultimately, I just go back to, at the end of the day, are you where your customers are and are you available for them when needed?
Great. Another quick question is, when you are auditing Facebook Messenger, what are some of the questions you may be asking? And what is the time frame that ideally dealers should be responding?
I mean, I think dealers should absolutely be responding to their customers. I would like it within an hour. I know that might not be realistic for some people, but that's why chatbots are available as well. And so the great thing about like chatbot features is that if the customer asks a question that the chatbot doesn't know, it can send a message over and get a human involved, right? So that's good. Yeah, for timing, I'd say definitely within a day, more likely within an hour or two. If you message, it's kind of like if you called the dealership, you wouldn't want the phone to ring and ring and ring and you leave a voicemail and have to wait till the next day for somebody to get back to you. That's a little bit frustrating from a customer standpoint, I think. What was the other part of that question? There was a beginning.
Yep, it is. What is it? Oh, no, that you answered it. It wanted to know what, when you're auditing Facebook Messenger, you're auditing a dealership and talking about that. What are the questions you might be asking?
And well, maybe I'm a little bit confused by that question. When we say auditing, is it like us going to the Facebook page and taking a look at it here? I'm assuming that's what they mean. So for example, Larry H. Miller, this pops up automatically, like inviting people to chat with them. So that's what I would definitely look for, is this to pop up. There are a few pages where this doesn't pop up automatically. So maybe we can have, you know, talk to the dealership about a best practice of having that show up. The ones that I've gotten feedback on that don't have that pop up is because they're concerned with getting back to the customer in a timely manner. And maybe they're kind of trying to push more calling the dealership because they know they have somebody there to answer the phone or, you know, email them in some other way.
Last question I see on here is, can you export a Facebook Messenger conversation into a dealership CRM?
Ooh, into the CRM. I'll find out. I would think you could save a conversation, but I guess I don't know that answer 100%. That's a really good question. I'll write that down and get back to you.
Awesome. I want everyone to check after the fact. The notes will be available. So any chats that people put in, there were some great suggestions in there for video vendors, etc. Please check those out once the meeting's done. And again, I'll post this on Yammer. Any other questions? Please, you can either take yourself off mute or type them in, either way. All right, I think that might be it, Melissa.
Cool. I hope everybody learned something today. I love this. I have a passion for digital, obviously. So I just want everybody to be successful here and using these free methods. I think we can build, our audience and build our customer list and invite in more trust in what we're doing. So thanks everybody so much for joining.
Thank you.
you.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks you guys.